The Utah Mammoth are in a playoff hunt. But first, folks, before we get into the content, we'd like to encourage you to join the conversation in the comments down below. While you're down there, consider subscribing to Utah Mammoth DNA and smash that like button for your boy AJ right over there.
Absolutely.
All right, so let's go ahead and get into it, man. First thing we want to talk about when it comes to the Mammoth is, well, again, we're coming down to the home stretch here, and we want to kind of break down the playoff odds. So as it sits right now, AJ, we are on the road to Stanley Cup playoffs here in Salt Lake City. Gosh, it sure is nice.
Isn't that like that's such a crazy thought? Especially like this team has been here one full season, and this is their second year in Salt Lake City.
It's nice to have playoff sports in Utah, like, once again.
Any of them, we'll take any of them.
Now, the Western teams that have already punched their ticket when it comes to the playoffs are the Wild, the Avalanche, and the Stars, according to MoneyPuck.com. The Mammoth have a 98.6% chance of making the postseason as of the time of recording, AJ. Not a lock, but it's about as close as you can get.
It's about as close as you can get to being locked, that's for sure.
Yeah. Now, with the Mammoth having 88 points right now, still sitting in the top wild card spot, which most are inferring that that's going to be the spot they're going to hold.
Right.
Winners of 4 in a row now, AJ. 4 in a row, the Mammoth.
Yeah, and that game on Tuesday, they won their first game in franchise history against the Edmonton Oilers. I mean, this is a game where they fell behind 3-1 early, right? And it kind of looked like, oh, man, we could be in trouble here. And then they kind of stormed back. They end up winning at 6-5 in overtime behind a Clayton Keller game winner, which was awesome. Right. And what does this have to do, you might ask? At the time of recording, the Mammoth have a 45% chance of playing the Oilers in the first round. So winning this game was huge because that is their first time in franchise history in the 2 years that they've beaten the Oilers.
Right.
That's a big time game. But this helps kind of prove to this team and its players really that they can beat an experienced team like the Oilers and help this team win in their remaining games and go out there and have confidence heading into the playoffs. So if this does end up being their first round matchup, they know they can go out and match up with these guys and play. And
yeah, you got the monkey off your back of not being able to beat
these
guys.
Yeah, that's the last place you want to be is in a playoff series with a team with that much experience. And like your first thought is like, we've never beaten these guys.
Yeah, it throws me back to the Darren Williams days of when we haven't beaten San Antonio in like 10 years.
Yeah.
Regular season game or playoff.
Yeah.
And so like I just like it's just to have that monkey off your back going into the playoffs knowing, okay, this is a seasoned veteran team. That team can beat you, and they have been quite oftenly, but it's not impossible.
Yeah.
And to have that win, especially in overtime in a game where they both are trying to win that game. Gosh, it's also nice to have a sport where everybody's trying to win the games too, AJ. It's kind of nice.
Like every player on the ice is actually going out there trying to like do their best to win the games.
Yeah, I remember
even the coach is even out there trying.
Yeah, it was really funny because last week we were talking about how a player got his 400th goal off of in his career. And one of the things that they mentioned in hockey is that when you go to see a player, a famous player out there in hockey that's coming to Utah, he's suiting up, he's going to play.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's no game time decisions or any of that kind of stuff in this. Like they're here to play and they're going to show up, which is always great. Yeah, man, I'm super excited. This is awesome to have this team here in Salt Lake City and to have potential and to have, playoff hockey in year 2. Not only that, like you mentioned, the Edmonton Oilers 6-5 in overtime. Is huge coming down the stretch, knowing that you have the capability of beating this squad and not having to worry about that monkey on your back and be like, oh, ho-hum, what was us? Especially when there's a good chance you're going to be facing them first round.
Yeah. Yeah. And the thing is a 7-game series is long, right? And the first round playoffs are 7-game series, but you got a chance. You went out there, you played tough, you came from behind to beat them in overtime is just awesome. So the Mammoth also have a 24% chance as of now to play the Anaheim Ducks. Not an ideal first round matchup. That's a really talented team. Those guys beat us last month beat us 1-4 last month. So we didn't play great in that game. Not saying we couldn't still take the Ducks in the first round, but
this offense is humming though.
The Oilers that's the team that we kind of want, right? They're right around the same wins and losses as us. We've got, I think, one more win than they do. I don't have their record in front of me, but and then we also have a 22% chance of getting the Golden Knights. So, yeah, I mean, we're a wild card team, so we're not going to have that home ice advantage, that that can help, but even getting 3 of those games in Salt Lake City is going to be awesome.
Yeah. And is it too early to get greedy?
Yeah.
Is it too early to get a little greedy and
It
be
is.
like, do we want to win a series, the first series? Is it too early to get greedy about that?
No. And I think it's not necessarily even, I think that's an expectation from this fan base, right? Like, you've watched this team play such good hockey and they've come so far. I mean, they're really gelling. You see these guys just playing together while they're out there. The offense, like you said, is just, it's humming. That's a very mild way to say it, because there's times out there where you're just like, nobody can beat this team. Like, there's just too many people that can score. Like, the defense looks great. We got a great goaltender. Like,
I don't know when in the last week and a half this team scored less than 4 goals.
yeah.
Like, they probably have, but if you'd have to remind me. But yeah, the Edmonton Oilers have the exact same point total as us, by the way.
Yeah.
88 points. We're both sitting at 88 at the time of recording. They do have one more win.
But they can win the division. They can, because they're in the Central Division.
They're in the Pacific.
Oh, Pacific, yeah.
Yeah, so they have their division title
Yeah.
not locked up yet.
But close, yeah.
But everybody in our division is locked up.
And they're way ahead of us in points.
Yeah, about 22 points ahead of us.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, anyway, we'd love to hear from you guys. Let us know what your thoughts are in the comments down below. Let us know where you think as far as the team's odds to make it. Like I said, it's not quite a lot, but it is looking that way. And we're getting closer and closer to clinch time for this team to.
It's getting exciting.
It is. It really is.
Yeah.
One thing we want to pivot on over to before we jump out of the Mammoth conversation is there's an article that came up, I think earlier this week or late last week. This was an article from the Athletics' Scott Wheeler. He mentioned that the Utah Mammoth are ranked 6th in the NHL for the greatest prospect depth.
That's insane to think that how many talented players we have out there right now. I mean, how many young guys we got on long contracts that are going to be with this franchise for years to come. But then you look into the prospect pool and it's like, you got, Tij Iginla, Caleb Denoyers. Just those 2 guys right there. They're probably ready to be on an NHL roster somewhere. They're playing really well in some of the lower leagues, and it's really cool to see this team doing such a good job drafting players and keeping young talent, and then, also signing and making trades for players that are going to help this team win right now.
Yeah, and on top of that, there's, just the strength and how well the team is balanced on both high-end skill and size all throughout the team. Like, all throughout the minors, you got not only, talented players like Tij, and Cole. You also have Maverick, who's also pretty. You got decent size players, like Maverick and stuff like that. We've drafted size as well as talent, and just to know that, this is really nice to know that you have a team that's making a playoff berth in the spring, and we didn't have to, bet the farm for a Hail Mary to get all in.
Yeah,
and go all in on this one and try and push for it. We've gotten there with Armstrong doing things the right way in Phoenix for the Coyotes. And then when that team came up to Utah, they just kept, reaping the rewards of, having to play at the bottom, and really solidify those draft picks and make the right moves, sign the right players that you need to have without, again, shredding your entire farm system in your entire future.
Yeah.
Keeping this team in a prime position to compete year in and year out for the
and now they have a fan base, like an actual can come to every game fan base.
Yeah.
And top of the line, training facilities, and you put all of this together, and like, this is how you build championship clubs.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's going to be fun, man. Can't wait to see it. Can't wait to see it. Did you see the Zammoth?
I did. Dude, that thing is so cool.
Very, very cool.
I just want to drive it around my house.
Well, you might run into something or you might tear
It's
something.
fine.
Because, the tusks. Did you see the tusks?
The tusks are so sick.
Yeah, it's so funny.
Dude, that whole thing is so awesome.
That's funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, let us know if you guys seen it in the comments down below. Let us know what your thoughts are on anything we talked about when it comes to the Utah Mammoth today, when it comes to what we talked about as far as, being close to clinch, how the farm depth looks with that article in the Athletic, and as well, let us know what you think about the Zammoth, man. I think that's so cool. One of a kind. I don't know. Have you seen any other Zambonis that are customized in the league?
I haven't, not that I watch a ton of hockey, but like it's got to be one of the only ones.
I don't think I've seen one that's that decked out.
Yeah.
Maybe a custom paint job, graphics,
right,
something like that. But just to have one that like is
the whole logo, like, that's so sick.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Once again, folks, thank you for watching Utah Mammoth DNA. We'd like to encourage you to join the conversation in the comments down below. While you're down there, consider subscribing to Utah Mammoth DNA if this is the type of content that you enjoy. While you're down there, smash that like button for your boy AJ right over there.
Do it.